Ultimately, what we're talking about here is a national security imperative, and I believe Americans watching at home would want us to have confidence that when we're issuing visas, we can say they've been properly vetted. Do we have that ability? And this is part of that broader effort from this administration to make sure that we're properly vetting people that come into the United States. And this, again, has been that priority from the beginning of this administration. Can we say with confidence that people coming to the United States have been properly vetted? Is there essential authority in these countries that can confirm that? Can we trust what they're telling us? A whole host of different issues that are important to figure out here. Well, there's whole ideas of documents provided by people applying for a visa. There's this whole idea of people providing passports or other types of documents in order to be vetted.
Andrew's question a bit. When it comes to the travel restrictions, I mean, there are a number of countries that were taken quite a bit by surprise by this. I know just Chad right now said that they're going to retaliate. Not letting Americans, I realize there probably aren't that many Americans clamoring to go to Chad, but nonetheless, you look at Iran, for example, it's no secret that many Iranians are not very keen on the Islamic Republic, the diaspora, as many critics. Is there a sense more broadly that the United States is losing the proverbial hearts and minds by blanketly saying that all these people, just purely on basis of nationality, have no right to come in, rather than seeing them as individuals?
Well, look, this is a national security imperative. What we are seeing is, can we have trust that, first of all, that we're vetting people properly? Is there, in some of these countries, and I'm not going to go country by country again, refer you to the White House fact sheet for more information, which they've made publicly available. But do we have the ability to vet people coming in? And this, again, has been that priority from the beginning of this administration. Can we say with confidence that people coming to the United States have been properly vetted? Is there essential authority in these countries that can confirm that? Can we trust what they're telling us? A whole host of different issues that are important to figure out here. And I think another part of this is we're in constant communication with countries around the world to try to determine ways that we can have that be the case, where we can have proper vetting procedures, where we can have confidence with who's coming into this country. But again, it's part of that broader action from this administration on a whole host of visa issues to say we're going to properly vet people coming into the United States. Then people that are here, if they take actions that are contrary to what their visa purported when they applied for that visa or broke our laws, they may see that visa revoked. It's about making sure we're enforcing our laws, have confidence in who we're letting into this country. And I believe the American people expect that. I think a lot of Americans watching at home would want to make sure we have that confidence. And again, I want to stress that this is a country-by-country basis, but that each person that applies for a visa is also case-by-case. So we have that country-by-country basis. We have those concerns, but then there's also exceptions that are listed in the proclamation, and each visa determination is a case-by-case determination.
Just a couple things on that. Of course, the previous administration, there wasn't, this took place something somewhat similar in the first Trump administration, and the previous administration didn't have these blanket bans. Was there a sense that there was a problem, that you said that, that there's a problem with screening? Were those problems existing? Obviously, there's the attack in Boulder, but the visa in that case, there's from Egypt, which wouldn't be applicable in this case.
Well, as the president said in his video announcing this proclamation, there was a discussion going on within the government to try to determine the proper course of action here, and looking at these countries, a country-by-country basis, again, looking at different concerns. Visa overstays. Do we have the ability to properly vet it? Are there other security concerns? That was a country-by-country basis. Those determinations were made. We saw the proclamation. We also saw the president in his proclamation outline the idea of further analysis of these within 90 days, for example, than 180 days thereafter. So I would refer you to the proclamation for more details exactly how that would go forward. But ultimately, what we're talking about here is a national security imperative, and I believe Americans watching at home would want us to have confidence that when we're issuing visas, we can say they've been properly vetted. Do we have that ability? And this is part of that broader effort from this administration to make sure that we're properly vetting people that come into the United States.
Okay, just one more. The World Cup, of course, is coming up, and then the Olympics after that. The United States said to FIFA that basically, that obviously people will be welcome here. The secretary himself said that the U.S. will be welcoming in soccer fans to come see the World Cup games that are here. Iran is among the countries that has qualified. Will there be special consideration there, soccer fans coming in for FIFA?
Well, there's in the proclamation itself, there are exceptions that were listed regarding coaches and players and the like that I would refer you to the proclamation for. Well, I think both people that are coming and Americans would hope that we can have confidence that when people come to the United States, when they come, that they are properly vetted. I think this goes to the exact same consideration. I think this is part of what it means to host an event of this magnitude, to make sure that we can have that confidence. And again, we're in constant communication with countries about ways that we can see the vetting process we need to see, have that collaboration, make sure that we're having those security concerns addressed. So this is part of what it means to host an event. And I believe people coming from all around the world, Americans going to these events, would want to see actions like this. We take security concerns extremely seriously. We want people to be able to go to the World Cup and do so safely.
Tommy, sorry, can I just, if there was a 2-minute warning, I missed it.
Oh, no worries. It's all right. There was, though I heard it may have gotten lost in the ether.
Okay, all right. This is just, in your first response to Sean, you talked about some of these countries lacking a central authority to vet. You're saying that you want other countries to vet people for U.S. visas?
No, this is just a concern we have. Can we ensure that people coming from these countries are properly vetted?
What does the central authority in a foreign country have to do with your vetting process, which is done entirely by the U.S. government?
Well, there's whole ideas of documents provided by people applying for a visa. There's this whole idea of people providing passports or other types of documents in order to be vetted.
So you're saying that these countries don't have you have no way. You have no trust in the viability or the authenticity of.
Well, what I can say is that there's security concerns of our ability to properly vet people coming for a visa. That's what I can say.
Okay, and then will anybody who currently has a visa have it revoked under this proclamation?
Well, this proclamation is about entry, so that's what this proclamation is focused on.
I thought it was about visas.
Well, it's about entries in terms of visas. Yeah. So I mean,
if you're well aware, just having a visa doesn't mean you get into the country.
Yeah, no. You're saying people here, correct? If I understood your question correctly.
No, I'm saying people either here or who happen to be in, I don't know, Australia or something, but they have a visa and they are from one of these countries. Will their visas be revoked? Will anyone?
Well, I'm not going to get into hypotheticals at this point in terms of that. What I can say again is that this proclamation is about a national security imperative, and visa determinations are a case-by-case determination. So we see that constantly when it comes to visas. What we're saying here on a country-by-country basis is that we have concerns about visa overstays. We have concerns about countries accepting nationals that have overstayed their visa.
The bottom line is that you do not know if anyone who currently has a visa, who is either in the United States or outside of the United States, but holds a passport from one of these countries, will have their visa revoked.
Well, I'm not going to speculate on a specific hypothetical.
I'm not asking you to speculate on anything specific. I'm asking, if you don't know the answer, then it is clear that no, this wasn't really thought through that well.
No, I think it was thought through. What we're seeing here is concerns about certain securities.
So what happens? So what happens?
Again, it's a case-by-case basis. You're asking me a hypothetical situation. It's a case-by-case basis.
What are the instructions that have been sent out to embassies and how to deal with it?
Well, I'm not going to talk about our internal communications. This is ultimately, fundamentally, a national security concern. These determinations are made on a case-by-case basis.
No one's arguing with that.
I've addressed that. I think we're going to, yes.
Yes. About China, though.
Yeah, green jacket.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Although there are a lot of questions and explanations, I believe there are still some doubts among citizens from the 7 countries that are with restrictions on this travel ban. So in a general matter, if you could explain what those restrictions means for those citizens.
Sorry, one more time. I lost you right there.
The travel ban for the countries that are in the list with a partial restriction, the 7 countries, including Cuba and Venezuela, for example. I believe many citizens that are still doubts what means this restriction. So what does mean?
Yeah, when it comes to those, the White House has put out a fact sheet talking about those countries, the partial restrictions. I would refer you to that fact sheet for more information. It's available on their website
From
there.
the perspective from the State Department, what does mean from those who are not here and for those who are here in the country and might want to leave and then come back?
Well, again, it's a case-by-case basis, and we have concerns that we want to see addressed, and that's what this is part of addressing.